Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. The start of 2014 has been shaky across the global markets. So US markets were down about 0.8%, though we had some positive data and the jobless claims actually fell 2,000. But there was a good amount of pressure in the technology pack and the downgrade has happened in case of Apple by one of the research houses, and that stock was sharply down. So there has been some amount of caution in the beginning of the year. European markets too were down anywhere from 0.5% to almost about 1.75%. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, Nikkei is shut, but most of the other markets are down. Like Hang Seng is down almost about 1.7%, and SGX Nifty is suggesting that we are going to open down with a gap of almost about 60 odd points. Remember friends, we had a sharp cuts in our own markets in a matter of about 15-20 minutes. Nifty lost almost about 125 points. So on top of that, we are going to open up about 60 points down. This is definitely unnerving for most of the traders. In terms of flows, friends, FIs were net buyers in the cash market surprisingly to the tune of 675 crore. Domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of about 190 crore, and in the index futures, the FIs were sellers to the tune of about 26 odd crore. We've seen sharp sell-off in the key heavyweights, and even in the mid-cap space, we had seen some amount of selling. So it remains to be seen how in the first about half an hour of trade the market pans out. But there's a feel that the downside from current levels isn't much. So one could actually look out for buying opportunities, particularly in the banking and some of the names like Reliance Industries, Tata Steel, etc. On that note, let me invite Sadhna to take us through important F&O cues and ideas that we can have from the F&O side.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Yesterday market started the session on flattish note, but during the second half a huge round of selling came across the sectoral indices, due to which Nifty snapped the session with a huge loss of more than 1.5%. In this period we have seen that market players have squared off their long positions, as around 4.24 lakh shares were reduced in open interest and Nifty futures premium decreased significantly to 36 odd levels. And on the options front, PCR has decreased from 0.84 to 0.80, which is clearly indicating that call option has added more number of shares than put option. It is clearly visible in the options activity as we see call strike of 6,200, 300 followed by 6,400 has added good number of shares in open interest, whereas put option 6,000 and 6,100 has added good number of shares in open interest. Overall, our bias for the market is downward as we are close below our weekly VWAP of 6,300. Our intraday support would be 6,170 and resistance would be 6,250. In yesterday's trade, and FIs were net buyers of approximately 200 crores in future and option segment. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, there is going to be a press conference of Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, and the market is keenly watching out for what exactly is he going to say. And there were also expectations that probably the prime ministerial candidate from the Congress party could be announced. So it remains to be seen exactly what Mr. Manmohan Singh is going to talk about. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has cleared the amendments to the mega power policy, and as per that the benefits will be available to the developers once he ties up at least 65% of the installed capacity through competitive bidding, and the remaining 35% of the installed capacity could be sold through regulated tariff according to the state's policy. The auto sales number for the month of December were out and most of the numbers were negative. So Ashok Leyland reported a drop of almost 14%, Tata Motors reported a drop of 42%, and Hero MotoCorp also reported a fall of almost 3%. Only TVS Motors reported a gain of almost about 1,60,000 odd against about 1,56,000. The Cabinet has given approval for conversion of preferential shares of Indian Bank, UCO Bank and Vijaya Bank amounting to 400 crore, 1800 crore and 1200 crore into equity shares of these banks. And the Enforcement Directorate is in the process of finalizing the charge sheets against the key accused in the 2G scam. So the first charge sheet is likely to be filed against Shahid Balwa of DB Realty and A. Raja, and the second charge sheet could be filed against the Unitech MD. Alstom T&D India has bagged the order of almost 54 crore. Also, Pratibha Industries water management and building verticals has received the order of almost about 589 crore. And also HCC has got a contract of almost about 442 crore. Vodafone is in early talks with the Tata Group, Tata Tele Services, to buy a controlling stake in the company, which has a good amount of subscriber base. In terms of stock specific ideas that we can look at, Karur Vysya Bank, as the FI limit has been raised to almost about 40% as against about 25% which is currently available. So one can go long on Karur Vysya Bank with a stop loss of 337 and a target of almost about 355 to 361. Talking about the alpha delivery idea that we have rolled out yesterday, the stock is IRB Infra. Currently it's quoting at about 95 rupees. And we are looking at a target of about 110 as a force target for the stock. The key argument is that it's one of the largest toll road BOT player in India and the second largest BOT operator in the country, and it has a integrated business model with an in-house construction arm which provides a competitive advantage in the bidding of larger projects. So overall execution capabilities is pretty strong. The balance sheet of IRB Infra is good, so we think that this could be a good entry point for a stock like IRB Infra. And at the end of second quarter, the company reported an order book of almost about 7,030 crore, which provides a good revenue visibility of almost about 2.7 times based on the FY13 construction revenue. Also, most of the new orders which are likely to be announced by NHAI, IRB is in a very well position to capture that. So we think that there is a bit of a positive bias towards some of these infra companies which have been beaten down so badly. So one of the companies like IRB we think can give about 15-20% kind of an upside from current levels. So with that objective we have put out this idea. Just to give you some perspective on the technical levels, it has been correcting quite sharply for the past couple of years, but we think that it's taking us good support at this rising channel, and that could be used to accumulate the stock. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday morning.